Hello everybody, welcome, MrRedClaw. Welcome back to some more Formula 1 24 My Team career, this time for the British Grand Prix. So let's go right into it and see how well we do in qualifying.
Welcome along everybody to a venue that was built for speed. Once an airfield, now one of the finest racetracks in the world. It's qualifying day here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix.
So here I am out for my flying lap around the British Grand Prix, around Silverstone, one of the most iconic tracks in Formula 1. I'm pretty sure it's hosted like just pretty much every year. No, I think it's hosted majority of the British Grand Prix that have been running since 1950. And it's just a very nice track. It has slow speed corners, it has fast speed corners, has medium speed corners. It's just absolutely brilliant, and we are currently running last, which isn't unusual. We've been basically right at the back in every single quali since the start of the season, I guess. Haven't really been doing too much. I'm pretty sure we got a minor upgrade for this race, so I guess that's going to do something, but we are still on the same kind of trajectory as Kick Sauber. So basically we upgrade, they upgrade, they upgrade, we upgrade, and we are basically locked in right behind them. Like on the R&D chart you can't even see the black line for my team because we are literally right on top of each other, but I am still in theory slightly behind. We are just so close they can't even tell the two lines apart, which is crazy. As we do the last final corners, really messed up over there. We went up to P19 for a second because I kind of, overshot and in theory went ahead of everyone. But we finished P21, so I guess, improvements. We're not last, we're second last, which is, I guess, slightly better, but it's still nowhere near where we want to be, with Max Verstappen taking pole from Norris and Perez in third. Let's see if we can do anything during the race and maybe put on a show.
Welcome everyone as you join us at a former Second World War aircraft base, now converted into one of the great motor racing tracks. Britain is one of only 2 countries to have held a Grand Prix in every year of the Formula 1 World Championship, and long may that continue. This is Silverstone, and this is the British Grand Prix. The 3.6-mile long Silverstone circuit is one of the longest of the season, with 18 corners in the current layout. With average lap speeds reaching around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the quickest tracks of the year. Watch out for cars taking the right-handers of Abbey and of Copse flat out. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Russell, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Gasly, Ocon, Norris, Albon, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Joe, Bottas, Sargent, Red, and Frederick Vesti. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. So we're getting close to the start of the race. What will this driver be experiencing? Big nerves, big excitement, what?
Always extra nerves at the start of the race, Coffee. It's probably at the start of the race, it's where your heart rate's at its highest in anticipation, and you've got to be in the right mindset. You've got to be thinking there inside the car, what can go right? How can I be opportunistic rather than what can go wrong, and how do I protect my position? Look forward and stay positive. It's easy to say, very hard to do when you're in that position.
So here we are lined up in P21 right behind the Kick Sauber of, I'm pretty sure that is Joe, or Bottas even, as it's lights up and away we go. Get a okay start, nothing really special, but we go around the outside of Sargent, wheel to wheel with both of the Kick Saubers, kind of just barely within track limits over there, as we try go around the outside, go down the inside now, squeeze past both kick Saubers in one corner. That was a really, really nice overtake. Really have to watch out on the exit not to kick the back out, but we managed to get past and up into P18 after the first sector basically of the race, as we now try and go around the outside of the Haas. We just don't have enough grip to kind of hold out around the outside of the Haas, but still slotted right behind him as we go through this corner for the first time around. No side-by-side wheel banging in this race, as we are right behind Hulkenberg now, and so close through Maggots and Beckett's, and getting quite a bad exit out of that sequence of corners, which means we lose a little bit of time to Hulkenberg, but because we have a very, very good slipstream now, we are actually pulling it ahead, or ahead, I guess, closer towards Hulkenberg. And you know, I'll take a lap one like that, as we all look down the inside of Nico Hulkenberg over there, but just kind of go on the brakes. Didn't want to give in to an accident over there, as DRS is activated on lap 2, of course. And can we close in on the Haas? No, we can't. We actually fell back a little bit. We kind of lost the DRS, and that's just our weakness. Tyre deg. When we lose tyre deg, we fall out of the DRS, and we are basically sitting ducks afterwards, as Bottas is trying to send it down the inside to overtake us over there, and he does, as we run out of grip, go a little bit too fast into the corner, and just basically go out wide, but we are still right in with him through Maggots and Beckett's. Can we keep ahead of the Finn, or is the kick Sauber going to pull ahead? And yes, it is, as Joe is just waiting in the background. We don't have DRS, Bottas doesn't have DRS. I think that means that we actually went through the detection zone at the same time. I'm not really sure how that works, but I've had that happen a couple of times before, and within the space of about 3-4 corners we lose at 3 spaces, which is really bad, as the Williams of Logan Sargent also gets past us just afterwards, and we go out wide over there onto lap 5, and I can just tell, you know, it only takes a couple laps with these tyres, with this car, and you're already losing time. On lap 7 over here, just barely keeping the rest of the cars ahead, and our teammate Vesti, which I guess can just manage the tyres better, as we can see, we definitely can't, just basically has a chance to overtake us now, as we mess up going out of Maggots and Beckett's. Not enough DRS to kind of successfully defend from Vesti, so we fall back down to last from lap 7, as we send it out the inside, just as we thought, as we were just going to be running last for the first time in this race. We managed to stay ahead for now. Didn't really actually lose too much time to the cars ahead, maybe 2-3 tenths to Sargent, so not too bad, but we are still outside the DRS, and Vesti is still right behind us, so eventually, as we can see on lap 8 over here, losing even more time to Sargent, 2 seconds now, so we've lost about 7 to 8 tenths during that one lap. So it just shows you how when the tyres go, they go, and the same thing nearly happened coming out onto the back straight over here as it did before, but this time around we just do not have enough ERS. Vesti takes the kind of outside line, we just kind of chill over there because we knew we were going to pit in anyways, and it's a really early pit. Not really sure when the actual kind of pit stops were meant to open, but lap 8 out of 26 on a 1 stop, that is quite rough. But I guess we just have to make it work now, as we are going to be going into the pits, and hopefully an undercut, but with the kind of state the car is in, it's not really undercut territory. I mean, we are just not fast enough, and I put on hards thinking, you know, that I have to do those couple extra laps towards the end of the race, and everyone else is probably going to go on to medium, so I thought, you know, hards, maybe that will do the job, maybe that would just be enough kind of pace, enough for us to kind of make sure to stay ahead at least of Vesti, or at least close to Vesti when we pull out, when they pull out of the pits. That's lap 12, so we were about 4 or 5 laps early on those pits over there, but I was not able to keep on going on those softs. I would have crashed out eventually. As you can see, everyone going on the mediums, and have we made up any time on the Bottas? So he was about maybe 3 seconds ahead of us at the pit stops, and as we are going around onto lap 13, are we going to be able to go ahead of the Finn? We pull out just behind. We made up some time as we are just 7 tenths behind, but these hard tyres, just, I don't know why, maybe just the track temperature wasn't enough to warm these tyres up, but I just literally had no grip around corners. And as you can see over there, Bottas, even on these fresh mediums, just already able to pull out over a 1 second gap towards us, and already out of the DRS zone from us, which is very, very bad. And that still leaves us running in P22 on lap 13, and we just had to slow down so much, and our ERS kind of deployment is just so bad still. On tracks like this, it's just impossible to kind of keep ERS up and actually being able to use it when you actually need it during the race. But we keep going, and as our teammate pits in, are we going to be able to at least get ahead of him? You know, we got close to Bottas, we gained maybe 2-3 seconds on him. Can we gain the 1 second back on our teammate that we basically lost by pitting just behind him? I guess we were about to see, and it does look very, very good currently. As we go on to lap 14, go past turn 1, turn 2, we are ahead of our teammates, actually just behind Joe over there, but a lot further back to Joe than we were to Bottas, so I guess our hard tyres are already falling off a cliff. So, you know, come out 1.6 behind Joe, 4 in front of Vesti. Now what can we do for the remaining half of the race? Can we keep it ahead of our teammate at least? But you know, already within the first couple of corners, Vesti has made up 2 tenths on us on tyres that have just come out of the tyre blankets, so of course aren't going to be up to temperature immediately. And on lap 18, Vesti is already 2 seconds behind us, and as you can see, the gap in front is just basically just gone. We have no chance of catching those guys up, as we just have to basically now, the last laps remaining, we just have to see if we can stay ahead of Vesti. But every single lap, every single corner, every single sector, it just looks like it's becoming harder and harder, as already on this lap we've lost about 2, 3, 4 tenths, even 5. That exit was really bad for us and really good for Vesti, and I was just driving my heart out. Now I have actually made a change. I'm recording this after recording the gameplay and editing the gameplay. It's actually running right now for the Belgian Grand Prix, episode 6 of the season, and I actually, for the first time, I'm not really sure why, just out of laziness, I finally actually put on a custom setup, and without spoiling it, it definitely made a lot of differences, just a huge difference. For the first 5 Grand Prix, I just kind of had the kind of selected presets, and I think if I would have put in, you know, the 2 minutes to put on our custom setup, I think we wouldn't have finished P20 at best. I think there was certain situations where we lost control of the car because we had the incorrect setup, and because of that, our best finish so far is P20, and it looks like it's not going to be getting any better this time around, as we are P21, currently at risk of getting overtaken by our teammate, and dropping down to P22, which is very, very bad. But what can we do? Can we defend? We have been defending for the past lap or so, but I mean, we can't just defend forever. And Vesti with those medium tyres on, even though they are mediums compared to our hards, we put these hards on so long ago, and I just really can't deal with the tyres. It just means that we are just going to have to keep on fighting to keep ahead of Vesti. Now, I'm not really sure why Norris has pitted. He must have picked up some sort of damage and actually pits in for some softs, so no chance to even think about getting close to him. But luckily for us, that actually means that for this straight we actually get DRS, so that means we can actually pull a little bit of a gap towards away from my teammate. But that's just basically just dragging out what's eventually going to happen. I mean, we can see it. Vesti is closed in, and it's just a matter of time before he gets a very good launch out of a corner, and I do not, or Vesti gets ERS, and I just do not have enough ERS to defend, which I actually have for the last couple laps have been just trying to gain as much as possible to deploy basically all of it out of Maggots and Beckett's on this straight right here, just to keep ahead of Vesti. As you can see, not using it currently because we don't need it. I only used it right at the start to get the acceleration out of the corner, and we are doing well so far. Lap 22 still ahead, but as we can see, Norris, who we basically were on top of at the start of the lap, has already pulled a 4-second gap. Then on lap 23, it's already up to 5.6. So as you can see, as we go defensive over there, just our car basically being the worst compared to, I'm pretty sure the McLaren is currently ranked second in my kind of season. I'm pretty sure it goes Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, I'm pretty sure it is. So compared to basically the second best and the worst, it's a huge difference. Already on lap 23, a sector further, from about 5.4 to 7.4, which is just incredible. But now Vesti has gotten a really good run out of Maggots and Beckett's, and we have a really tragically low ERS, but luckily just managed to place the car kind of in the middle of the track. Vesti did not know where to go there, and we managed to still stay in P21 for a couple more laps or corners, as Norris sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix on lap 24, already 9 seconds ahead, as Charles Leclerc is out of the session. So that actually means what would have meant that if Leclerc would have stayed in, everyone would have stayed in, and Vesti would have overtook us, that would have meant that we would have finished P22 for the first time in the season, because our worst finish so far is, I guess not counting the DNF in China, is a P21, and our best, I'm pretty sure we've got 2 P21s, a DNF, and 2 P20s. I guess kind of spoiling this, but I mean eventually we are going to get overtaken by Vesti, not spoiling anything here, but we are seeing that we are just slowly succumbing to the fight of Vesti, and really bad exit out of theirs. What are these, lap 22, maybe not 22 lap old tyres, but really old tyres on this car. We are just absolutely getting really cheeky now to stay ahead of Vesti. I mean, if this wasn't our teammate, or maybe if it was any other car, we would have probably gotten overtaken quite a couple laps ago. But as we can see over here, Norris actually overtakes Bottas 15 seconds up the road already, as George Russell wins in the Mercedes. I'm pretty sure it's a Mercedes 1-2 as well, so that is some good stuff for them. As Perez actually drops down to P19, so I thought that he must have had some issue, and he did, but sadly just not fast enough for us to catch up, as it's basically he's already in the final sector. And are we going to defend this P21 a P20 actually, right up until the end. And it looks like we are, as we have a final couple corners to go. It looks like we are going to finish P20 for, I'm pretty sure, the third time. So I'm pretty sure we had P21, DNF, P20, P20, P20. Cross the line at P20, equaling our best result so far. Not the best, but I guess it's still better than P21 or P22, as Lewis Hamilton gets driver of the day at the Silverstone Grand Prix.
Here's the checkered flag. Here's our winner. By George, he's done it. Russell wins.
A great team victory today, Crofty. That's the important bit here. On home soil, the drivers delivered, the team delivered as well, and to do that in front of their home support really means a lot to them.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners.
So there it is, George Russell wins from Lewis Hamilton and Oscar Piastri. We finish P20, hopefully next time around do better. But I guess that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed, like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time, bye bye.